Hi, I'm Ernie Rhodes and welcome back to FireGround. Today we're going to talk about vehicle extrication, but more specifically, we're going to talk about how to remove, or various ways to remove, a vehicle door to gain access to a patient. Today here with me is Deputy Chief Steve Rinehart with the Maryland Heights Fire District located in St. Louis County, Missouri. Steve, welcome to FireGround.
Chief, thanks so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
No problem. Listen, today, there's so many aspects of vehicle extrication. Obviously, scene safety is number one. We're really not going to talk about that here today. What I really want to talk about is door removal.
Sure.
Tell me about door removal. Tell me about the differences when you and I used to ride on the truck together.
Oh, sure.
We'd be second, third in, maybe set up an LZ and watch another crew do the extrication and mess with the door and keep trying to get it open. And we used to critique them from that location and say, man, they should be doing this and this. So tell me about some of the tricks and some of the applications you've learned through the years.
Well, sure, Chief. The one thing we need to remember is that the vehicles, back when we were out in the truck together, on the rescue squad together, changed dramatically. It's a very dynamic situation out there in the vehicle field. And when you look at the vehicles 20, 30 years ago that were made, they were good steel vehicles, lots of push points, lots of points that we could put those hydraulic tools in and really do some good pushing and pulling and tearing on them. In today's vehicles, the vehicles are actually designed to wrinkle up, to protect that occupant, but absorb that energy.
Right.
And they do that by putting those crumple zones in and different types of materials, plastics, different designs in the metals. And that helps the patient, no doubt about it, but sometimes it can make our job harder.
Right.
And so we have to take that what we've learned in the past, that monstrous tool and really a lot of pushing and pulling, and think, is there a better way of doing it? Maybe instead of pushing and using all that energy, maybe it'd be better if we could cut. Or if we could get in and maybe access how the vehicle's been assembled and disassemble the vehicle. The newer vehicles today, a lot of them are bolted, nutted, and that type of thing.
Yeah,
together.
the old ones used to be welded.
Absolutely.
All the hinges were welded.
And so with the hinges that are bolted together, if they're bolted together, we can unbolt them and take them apart.
Sure.
And that's also a big option out there for us. Whether we're using hand tools, electric tools, when those hydraulic tools, those power hydraulic tools came out, we all thought, boy, that was it. I mean, that was what we wanted on our trucks, and we got rid of all those hand tools. And now we're finding out, get those back on the truck. A socket set could be more valuable than the most powerful hydraulic rescue tool out there today.
That's true.
In getting that door off.
That sounds great to me. And remember, there's so many ways to approach this extrication. We're just trying to show,
Absolutely.
I want you to show me this particular approach and how to remove this door.
I will, Chief. And the one thing I've always said, and you know this from when we worked together on the truck, there are 100 different ways of approaching vehicle extrication. Only one thing makes it wrong. And that is
unsafe.
If it's unsafe, exactly. If it's unsafe to our patient, if it's unsafe to our firefighters, we got to stop it. We got to change change methods, go into a different mode. But you know what? If it's not unsafe, you walk up and approach it. I walk up and approach it a different way. Those are just two opportunities, two different ideas on how we're going to achieve that same goal, that same job. The biggest thing is it's got to remain safe for our patient inside the car and for our firefighters out and around the car.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
Okay.
Give me some.
You ready?
Give me some.
Okay, Chief, you can see just simply from your pry marks here, opening up a good purchase point for the tool. It gives us an opportunity to observe what we're dealing with. And on this particular car, you can see we've accessed 100% to the bolts or the nuts that actually hold the hinges on the vehicle. So at this point, it might be an opportunity to say, you know what, let's rethink this real quick, take a couple seconds, and instead of forcing or cutting or getting that big tool out, reach in your pocket, get out that toolbox, get out a ratchet and a socket. We have great access to get in here, and we start breaking these nuts loose, and instead of all that energy, we drop the door off the car.
What I like about this, Steve, is we just used a Halligan bar and a flathead axe.
That's it.
And we pried this open, and you can carry this ratchet with an extension and sockets in your pocket.
Absolutely.
You don't need necessarily the big hydraulic tool.
That's right. That's exactly
so show us how this.
So we can get in there, just get on in there, put a little oomph behind it.
Just that simple. Now imagine if we had an air electric impact wrench, how quick this would be.
Oh, exactly. And that's that's the kind of thing you want to look at is our engineers, simply look on this And while they're stretching out lights and that type of thing, if it's at night, you know, we can get down just as the company, you know, responding to this. You notice we're not jerking on the vehicle at all. We've got great patient care going on, because we don't have all that jerking and pulling.
Not a lot of energy that's going to release on us.
Very, very safe for us. And as we remove these and we take these off, this is done very, very quickly. Okay, and as we remove the nuts off of this, we can simply put our tool back inside here and pop this door off the vehicle.
You know, we've done a lot of tool jobs together, okay?
Yep.
And we pride a lot. This was faster than taking the tool off the truck, hooking up the hydraulic lines, and doing a purchase point. This was done.
Absolutely. Let's get that pry bar over here and see if we can pop this vehicle loose. Okay, we're going to do next, we've got the retention nuts off of it. Go ahead and put some type of a pry bar in there, and what we're going to do is just lean against it and take the door loose, and you can see that it's working its way loose. We grab in here, maybe take a hydraulic tool or just use the pry bar and go ahead and continue to pry the door until it comes out from behind the fender. And usually at this point, manpower, we can just bring the door back.
And you can, I'm sorry, Steve, you can also see as you, like a can opener, as you're going down in it, you're making your purchase point wider and wider and wider.
Oh, exactly. And this also gives us great access to get in there where we've got our wiring loom going into the door. It's great access. We can reach right in there with our cutters, snap the wiring loom, door comes loose, we open it up, manpower, pull it around. It gives us great access to the patient. We've seen that we can release the door up here at our hinge side of it. Very, very controlled, very, very safe. But let's just make an assumption at this point, we need more access to our patient. So what we're going to do is going to go ahead and we're going to move back to the latch side of it and actually do a door removal.
Well, Steve, you know, there are a lot of resources out there for vehicle extrication. You know, our folks need to talk to their training officer. Every vehicle manufacturer has information on how to do extrication. We've got all kinds of different vehicles now, your hybrid vehicles,
absolutely,
and everything else.
And you know, again, I encourage companies, get out there, stop by those car lots, get a look-see at what you're dealing with. Those new cars, every year, production year comes out. Stop by, you know, have soda with the guys, make a company training day out of it. Walk in, have a look at the new latches, how they're being put together, look at the airbags, look at everything in those cars, expand, be dynamic in your learning process, just like these cars are being dynamic in their engineering process.
Sounds good. Well, Steve, hey, thanks for being here today.
It's a pleasure, Chief.
Good to see you
Always.
again.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your knowledge. And for FireGround, I'm Ernie Rhodes. Thanks for watching.